My starting point is that animals are really amazing creatures. They vary in size from tiny parasitic wasps to the great whales of the oceans, and many are behaviorally complex, from tool-using crows to music-making humans. But despite this diversity and complexity, we have one common problem, which is that we're metabolically impoverished. And that's why we need a balanced diet. We need a dietary supply of vitamins and other nutrients that we can't make ourselves. But some animals have escaped from this second-rate metabolic inheritance by entering into associations with bacteria that can lie deep within their tissues. They're here shown false-colored in pink. And these bacteria provide the animals with nutrients. Now, this made a really big problem for me. How is it that these bacteria hand over these wonderful nutrients to the animals instead of keeping it to themselves to support their own growth and proliferation? We investigated this using a special system in very small insects called whiteflies that have large cells indicated in red in the bottom picture, and these cells are packed full of just one species of bacterium that we have demonstrated release one type of nutrient called essential amino acids, which are in short supply in the diet of the whitefly, which is plant sap. And as a result of this, these tiny white insects form superabundant populations on plants. And they're major pests through direct damage and by transmitting plant disease. How does the whitefly persuade these bacteria to give these nutrients? Well, we've shown that the metabolic network of these bacteria is hardwired to overproduce essential amino acids, and as well as hardwired, it's immensely fragile. So the slightest perturbation to the metabolic network causes it to collapse and the insect to die. And these bacteria are with the whitefly always. As the eggs in the insect mature, we have shown that the cells containing these bacteria become mobile, and they crawl around in the body cavity of the animal until they reach the ovary, and then they push their way into the ovary and they distribute the bacteria to the eggs. And we're using this information to control whitefly pests, particularly on cassava, which is a major staple crop in sub-Saharan Africa. And these whitefly transmit a disease that completely destroys the cassava tuber. I have a problem, though. All animals, even the lowliest sponges, have microorganisms. It seems to be the animal condition to evolve and to develop in the context of microorganisms. Not specific ones, most commonly, as we find in whiteflies, but a range of different microorganisms. There's the opportunity for all of our processes in any animal to be interacting with these microorganisms. And I hypothesized that there are conserved ground rules mediating these interactions in all animals. And so we're investigating those conserved ground rules using what we call a model organism. And our model organism is the fruit fly Drosophila and its interactions with its gut bacteria. And we've shown that if we perturb or eliminate these gut microorganisms, the fruit fly becomes inordinately fat. Its body cavity becomes full of fat droplets. And we have identified the bacteria and the genes that protect the normal fruit fly with its gut microorganisms from becoming obese. And they do this by competing for dietary sugar so that fewer calories make it into the fly. As well as this, we've been able to investigate the gene activity. And we've shown that perturbing or eliminating the microbes disrupts the coordination of gene activity. We hypothesized that this is really important for robust health in flies, and we suspect in you and me, and we're testing that at the moment. We believe that we're in a position to develop microbial therapies for lots of different things. For the health of honeybees, to seed coral reefs with climate change-resistant symbionts, to change the bacteria in our cattle so that they emit fewer greenhouse gases. We have so many wonderful opportunities. And I'd like to summarize by making clear that we can use the same fundamental science On the one hand, to nurture and support the microbiome in ourselves and the animals that we care about, and on the other hand, as a novel target, to eliminate pests of our crops and pests of medical importance. Thank you very much, everyone.